free cabin for two on Calta Cruise 17. For more details, go to theboneonline.com. 1025 The Bone, Real Raw Radio. WHPT, Sarasota, Tampa, St. Pete. And 1073 WXGL HD2 St. Pete. Live from the Weathertight Windows studio. The following program is sponsored and doesn't necessarily reflect the opinions of 102.5 The Bone. Enjoy. Now, it's the moment of truth with Ruth on 102.5 The Bone.
Ready? Hot mic.
Welcome back, everybody, to another segment of The Moment of Truth with Ruth for 102.5. I have a very special guest in the studio today. IAN BECKLES is joining me today in the studio to talk about some BUCS training camp, his NFL career, boxing, because I just found out he's a huge boxing fan. So we got to talk about that Jake Paul, Nate Diaz fight last night, as well as Amanda Serrano and Heather Hardy that went all 10 rounds, surprisingly. We got to talk about this FIFA World Cup as well, because your girl was awake at 5 o'clock this morning to watch a pretty good match between the USA and Sweden, but it went to penalties, and we got to talk about it. Welcome back to The Moment of Truth.
Mike's cold. 90 seconds.
The Bone, Real Raw Radio. Let's go. This is my best friend's husband that wrapped this for me.
No ring on the finger, no chain around the neck. She got the looses in check. She got the haters respect. She know what channel the game on. Which player gon' shoot first? Which player they gon' call last? All net, all glass. Just missing the word. Just check out a hard ass. Don't tell the truth, but got the roof on
50 seconds.
Go ahead and take a bow. The crowd goes. She take a game and break it down. Then do it with a smile. Pretty gal, pretty style. She pretty much a tear. Set the back. She walk a dog in New Day. She all in that
30 seconds.
This is wrong with the truth.
20. 15. Get ready in 10. Hot mic.
You will never catch me awake at 5 o'clock in the morning unless there's something spectacular going on. So the FIFA World Cup, the U.S. Women's team took on Sweden, and it was 120 minutes of back and forth between the USA and Sweden team. It ended up being 0-0. So it went to penalty kicks, which I think is like the worst way to end a soccer game, is having to go to penalties. Isaiah, do you watch any soccer at all?
It's the most exciting though too. It's just like hockey. You know, if it's 0-0, they're gonna go with the
right.
You know,
yeah,
like
but that's just not the way. I disagree with them taking out Alex Morgan and putting in Megan Rapinoe, who actually ended up missing one of her penalty kicks that put them in that tricky situation. They lose to Sweden in penalty 5-4, and the U.S. team, America, we're not going to the World Cup. Three-peat is not happening this year.
But you know what? They had a good run, though.
They had a great run. Megan Rapinoe is going to be retiring after, well, she's already in retirement technically. But I don't agree with her coming into the game. She didn't really, I think Alex Morgan just brings more spunk to that offense. And and just Megan took a couple corner kicks that the placement was just not where it used to be. Obviously, being a veteran of the team, I just don't think she excelled, and they kind of leaned on her towards the end of the game. It didn't happen. So for the first time in United States history, the women's team is out in groups, and they will not be going on to win their third, I almost said Stanley Cup, Women's World Cup, which is really disappointing. But talking about some female sports, we got to talk a little bit about boxing. And I brought a huge boxing fan into the studio today. I have IAN BECKLES, special guest, joined with me live for the Moment of Truth on 102.5. IAN, how are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for taking the time to come in here and chit chat with me. So you told me you were a huge boxing fan. So let's get right into this. Amanda Serrano and Heather Hardy fight last night. Went all 10 rounds. Amanda's 41 years old.
Correct.
And still doing it.
Yeah, I had I was blessed to interview her probably 5 years ago on the other station. And she came into the studio, powerful young lady. She shook my hand and she shook my hand and looked in my face, and she was business, you know? And I could tell there was something about her. And then after I interviewed her, before I interviewed her, I went back and watched all her fights. And I mean, when you say I love boxing almost as much as I love football. Okay? I grew up watching Muhammad Ali and Tyson, and like when boxing used to be something. Now I don't know what it is. It's kind of turning into MMA.
Yeah.
But Serrano was one of the best female boxers of all time. So I watched her fight, and I said, I didn't see at one time she ever took a step backwards. So then when I was watching with my boys last night, and I said, watch this girl here, and you look and tell me when she goes backwards. And we watched the fight for 10 rounds, and she did not stop punching for 10 rounds.
Yeah.
The cardiovascular shape you have to be in is amazing. She's an amazing athlete, and to be 41 is I don't even know what to say.
I want to know who she lost those 3 fights to, because I know that she has it's like a 38-3 record.
Yeah, I think she lost 2 or 3.
And I'm just like, who actually?
It's a good question.
Right. I'm gonna look this up. I want to look into this, but yeah, I mean, outstanding performance. Heather Hardy just, I mean, in the first round, her face was already going bloodshot red.
But you knew after the first round that she wasn't going to win the fight.
Yeah.
You just knew it.
You could see it.
You could see it. Almost like the other fight that I watched last night.
Oh gosh.
Very quickly you saw that
in the first round, like literally the first round. I was this is gonna be a long night.
Like I had a bet with my boy Heavy Lyrics yesterday. I go, you think Nate Diaz is gonna win this fight? The guy who doesn't care about anything. He doesn't care about anything anymore. He looked like he wanted to quit 10 times during the fight.
Yeah.
So you think that? Did you hear what he said between rounds, the last round?
No, tell me about it though.
They zoomed into his corner and he said, "I'm sorry." He goes, "I'm sorry. I should have trained harder." So he said.
Wow. Just wasn't prepared.
You
whatsoever.
think Jake Paul trained hard?
Oh, absolutely.
He looked like he trained hard.
Yeah, he was in amazing physical shape. Like he was ready to go. He actually looked like a boxer.
Well, you know what? He is a boxer. Because if he didn't start from where he started, he'd be a boxer. He looks like a boxer. He trains like a boxer. He's beating people that have been training boxing their whole lives. He's a boxer. He's not anything else right now. He's an amazing influencer and all that stuff. He's making a lot of money. He's a promoter, but he's a boxer. And unfortunately, if you don't like the guy, what sucks for you is he's the most popular boxer in the world right now.
Right. I mean, it's the same thing with LeBron James. Like, I am not a huge fan of LeBron James, but I know that he's one of the best basketball players to ever step foot on the court. So you can like him, you can hate him, but it is what it is. The guy is making money, and he has I saw there was a commercial that he has like a series on Netflix, like a documentary bio that just got released on Netflix.
Who does?
Jake Paul.
I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, the dude is, everything he does turns into a lot of money. Yeah. No, I mean, it's everything.
Everything he touches.
And the thing is, you can hate him all you want. He kind of reminds me of Mayweather. You can hate Mayweather all you want. This is what you're gonna do. You're gonna watch him, and you're gonna put money in his pocket. Because you hate Jake Paul, but you're gonna watch for somebody to beat his head in.
Yeah.
But you're gonna watch. You know whose production it is? Jake Paul. Yeah. You know who's making all the money? Jake Paul. So you can hate him all you want.
Yeah, I mean, he's only lost what was it, one boxing fight, and it was to
to Fury's
Fury's
brother.
brother. Yeah.
He's
So
a
and
legitimate boxer.
and that fight, even I wasn't
was-
really guaranteed
close.
that Fury was
Yeah.
gonna win that
It
game.
was close.
Yeah, and then they have another MMA fighter, heavyweight title holder that's going to be taking on Tyson Fury and Ngannou,
Yeah.
and coming up
Who's
in the
a
next.
monster, but he's gonna get his head kicked.
Yeah, because I'm just like, what is with this boxing, MMA? They're
Mhm.
trying to like merge together. I'm not really understanding it because
Well,
it's like two different styles.
It's not really merging. It's entertainment. That's what it is. Okay. You know what I'd rather watch? Canelo is an amazing boxer. Okay. There's not a boxer on earth that I want to watch him fight against. There's nobody. But if you told me, like, remember back, you're too young, but back in the day, you used to have celebrity boxing.
Yeah.
And like Horseshack fought like Screech or something. You know what I mean? I want to watch that. It's about personalities more so than the actual art.
Yeah.
Because boxing in itself is lost its luster.
So
Completely.
do you think that's just kind of maybe trying to bring life back into boxing or
It's
bring
the
more
only thing that
eyes
they
to
have
it?
right now. That's all that they have right now. The only thing that's appealing is to bring an MMA guy over and box now.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because MMA has surpassed boxing maybe tenfold.
Yeah. So Amanda had some great things to say after her win against Heather Hardy, just kind of promoting women in boxing and pretty much saying like they don't make money doing that. So it's all about the passion that really drives that, and they're trying to influence a younger generation to step into the ring and just continue women in sports. And I think that is absolutely incredible. Amanda, you are a beast. That was my first time watching one of her fights from beginning to end. And as you said, didn't see her take a single step back the whole entire time, was throwing about 48 punches every round. Didn't even seem like it phased her. And I just found out that she's a huge Dallas Cowboys fan. So shout out to Amanda.
We won't hold that against her.
I mean, I'm a fan of the Dallas Cowboys, so I thought that was pretty cool. She literally came out in a Dallas Cowboys like cheerleading whole like skit.
They were in Dallas too, though.
It was pretty awesome. They were in Dallas.
That helps.
Yeah.
If they were in Philadelphia, that wouldn't have happened.
That wouldn't have fly.
Not for long.
You should see her place. It is covered with Dallas Cowboy stuff.
Now,
all around.
I wouldn't say covered. Okay.
Well,
okay. So
I grew up with Dallas Cowboy stuff all over my room. I mean, nothing else was all Dallas Cowboys in my whole room, and then I played for the Philadelphia Eagles.
You didn't tell anybody.
But I can't. No, but as soon as I got in the league, I stopped loving the Cowboys, obviously.
Right.
But once you play for the Eagles, you just can't really even like the Cowboys.
No, ever.
Because you don't like anything Eagles.
Never.
Why would you?
Yeah.
I hate everything Eagles, and I played for them for years. I hate the Eagles.
When did you play for the Eagles?
Right after Tampa Bay, so it would have been 97 and 98.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Not a huge Philadelphia Eagles fan, as
you
everybody
if
could
you're not, you
imagine.
shouldn't be, no.
Yeah.
It's like
We're
the
all
Yankees.
Bucs fans.
You don't like
Yeah.
the Yankees, you can't kind of like them a little bit. Either
Mm,
like them or hate them.
yeah. Either like them or hate them.
That's it.
Aren't the Yankees doing like absolutely terrible this season?
They suck out loud.
Yeah. They suck.
It's beautiful. It's a wonderful thing. Very enjoyable.
So circling back to that Nate Diaz Jake Paul fight that was right after the Amanda Serrano and a Heather Hardy fight, Nate did not look like he knew what the heck he was doing out there. Honestly, there was just a lot of, just shenanigans, just kind of trying to poke fun basically, when he was really like, you could see in the very first round that it was going to be night for Nate Diaz. I'm actually surprised it went all 10 rounds. I actually fell asleep in like the middle of the 8th round
Well, I mean,
because that's how bad it was.
I had a little bit of money on it with a good friend of mine, and so
You put money on Jake?
A little bit.
Oh, yeah,
How
for
much
sure.
is a little bit?
I put $100 on my buddy. I said,
That's a lot.
That's fine. Well,
Right.
But to me, when you're talking about sports and let's say Ngannou going against Fury, okay, when you talk about crisscrossing sports,
Yeah.
when you get Brock Lesnar wants to go play in the NFL, he should be able to play. Look at the size of him.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a place to learn. I don't care at what level. Once you get to the top level, you can't learn there. It's impossible. Nobody's ever succeeded doing that.
Right.
You have to learn on the way up. You can't be Michael. If Michael Jordan played baseball all the way through, he'd have been a Major League Baseball player.
Makes sense.
But all he did was work on his shot. What if he was working on his swinging?
Mm-hmm.
He would have been a great baseball player. So you can't get to that level. You can't just say, let me try this.
Just jump right in. Like,
No, you got to go through the whole thing. It's like saying, you're a great businessman, run this business, and you've never done anything yet.
yeah.
It doesn't work ever.
So that's happening in a couple of weeks. I know everybody's going to have eyes on that. Do you watch MMA as well?
I love
Yeah.
I don't have to know their names. I just enjoy it. I enjoy every part of it.
Yeah, I know Sean O'Malley and Sterling is going to be fighting on August 19th. And that Sterling is one of my favorite MMA fighters. And Sean O'Malley is just kind of hard to keep your eyes off of. So I'll be tuning in on that fight as well. That's the next big card. But when we get back from break, I really want to break down your career with the BUCS. I saw you at training camp earlier this week, so we're going to talk about what you've been seeing on the field, your expectations for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So don't touch that dial. We'll be right back on the Moment of Truth. Nice. Literally, like he starts at the top. Like you're going to jump right into a new sport and you're going to take on the best ever to do it. 0 cents.
You're gonna try. It's not gonna work.
It was so crunchy watching him play baseball.
Michael Jordan? Yeah.
It just didn't feel right.
No, it felt weird.
You're listening to The Moment of Truth with Ruth on 102.5. What's better than going on Counter Cruise 17? Going on Counter
You gotta start it in the chorus. No. Before that.
The rapid head movement from whiplash can cause brain damage.
Is that the end of the song?
Because we've seen it. Farron Farrow, here for you.
I think it's at like the 1 minute and 20-second mark.
I'm very excited because it finally happened.
Right before that. A little bit before that. Yeah, right there is fine. Thanks.
Stop by the all-new Shoppers in the same spot on Beaver Road in Sarasota, where they're slinging freedom from 10 to 6 daily, open online 24/7.
What's so funny?
I don't know why this video makes me laugh every time, but it does. It should. I'm sad to show it to you. What's your nationality?
I'm Puerto Rican, Dominican, and Italian.
Okay, so you're not white. So
yeah.
This is a white people.
They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
Bambi! Oh no, Bambi! Dang, that kid got mauled.
I'm not letting my kid go near no fucking wild animal.
I mean,
it's a wild animal.
Yeah, the parents, where they at?
See, that's a little baby. There could be a big deer back there. That's wildlife. Don't do that. Wild animals are unpredictable.
Are wild for a reason.
Exactly. There you go.
They're wild for a reason.
Yep. I agree.
That's funny. There's a couple videos that I send to people that I kind of get embarrassed at the same time. Like, I shouldn't be laughing at this,
No,
but
you have
it's
to.
so
Come on.
funny.
Come on. If it's funny, you have to laugh.
It's so funny.
Your host of the weekly checkup, presented by Lifeguard Imaging. Join me every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. right here on 102.5 The Bone. We're going to be covering a wide variety of topics, from current events to healthcare policy and tips for better health and
3
fitness.
minutes.
That's a weekly checkup presented by Lifeguard
My
Imaging.
free. Oh, this one is one of them.
Constant cleaning.
I've seen that quite a few times. I knocked him out almost.
I think it did. The way his body like folded is what got me. Looking like a beach chair. Just, oh my goodness.
You have a cash buyer that's buying your home. When you go to meet with your builder and they know that you're taking the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, they have insurance that your home is going to close, and they'll work with you on your new purchase.
Happy Sunday, everyone.
Traditional buyer who is hoping to get a loan, they're hoping that it appraises, we're hoping that we can get through the home inspection. With a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you don't have those complexities that you do with a traditional home sale.
With nearly 10,000 five-star reviews, you can trust Mark Spain Real Estate to sell your home fast for maximum profit. Find out what the guaranteed offer on your home would be. There's no obligation. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
Hi, I'm David Singo with Single Law Group. A couple of days ago, I realized that next year my wife and I will have been practicing law for 25 years.
How did you keep yourself up at 5 a.m.? Tons of coffee?
I went to sleep. and then woke up at 5 and then fell asleep and had to rewind the game because I like fell asleep to the first half. So it was tough. But then when I woke up at 5:45 is when that back pain came in. So I was awake because I couldn't lay down and be comfortable. I need to go see a chiropractor. You know a good chiropractor around here?
I don't do chiropractic.
I need to get realigned.
And determination. And a communications provider that's got your back. That's
Go
Spectrum
get
Business.
stretched.
Fast, reliable
Yeah.
communication solutions that keep your business going.
Chiropractic is like
300
cracking your
minutes per
knuckles.
second.
Yeah.
Just
Not good for you.
I don't think it's doing
When
anything
bundled
now.
with
No.
Spectrum Business Connect, the all-in-one phone system that lets you work from anywhere on
1
any
minute.
device and get a free mobile line for a year. Visit spectrum.com/go-faster. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
At Consumer Cellular, you get the same exact coverage as the largest carriers for up to half the cost. Same thing, up to half the cost. Less money for the exact same thing. Hope this is clear enough. Consumer Cellular, when freedom calls, they're here to answer. Switch today and get a second month of service for free. Go to consumercellular.com/free month and enter promo code free month. Half the cost savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 5 gigabyte data.
Appreciate the comments.
The lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data.
That Jake Paul and Nate Diaz fight was crazy. Crazy how?
Right?
Crazy boring or?
I wasn't boring though. I didn't think it was boring. It was entertaining the whole way.
I just wanted it to be more competitive. Like I just felt like Jake Paul just owned him the whole time.
There you go.
Yeah. I think Nate Diaz was drunk, honestly.
I think he's always drunk.
Tampa area attorneys office in downtown Tampa. Lisa Curtis, Florida resident partner. Scott Trout, licensed in Missouri, Illinois, and Georgia owner. CordellCordell.com. Now back to the moment of truth with Ruth on 102.5 The Bone. Holy Spirit's with them.
I wanna be used by you.
The way that you looking at me made me feel like I won the award. Feel your breath when they press and record. In the booth, we just on the court. With these verses, I'm going to walk.
Welcome back to the Moment of Truth with your girl Ruth, with special guest IAN BECKLES live in the studio with me for 102.5 The Bone. Really, really excited to have him here. Let's talk about your career with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You were drafted in 1990 in the 5th round, and you played with them up until 96 before you went to the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
And so tell me about that. How was your rookie season? What could you say about maybe training camp and getting acclimated to transitioning into the NFL?
I mean, I was a 5th rounder, so I don't know if the expectations were that high coming into camp. There was a guy, John Bruin, that was playing right guard. I came in the first practice, and I'm the kind of person I like to, make a mark early, and the perception of you. When you first get out there, if you're the P word, it's gonna be there forever. So I remember my first practice trying to crack helmets. That's all I remember. So I said, I don't know how long I'm going to be out here, so let me see what I can do. So
Yeah.
I was out there trying to light cats up and prove to everybody that I belong out there.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the first practice. We had 3 days back then. That was the first practice. The second practice, I was starting.
Wow.
So I was a 5th rounder. I didn't know if I would make the team. So all of a sudden, I'm starting in the afternoon, and it's a shock. And I don't have enough time to be shocked. And I'm sitting in a huddle with all the starters, and then there's no time to be shocked. You just got to kind of figure it out. And as a rookie, this is what I would tell all rookies. You're going to get your ass kicked a lot. You just got to be resilient and learn. And then next year, make fewer mistakes and just keep on learning.
Right.
But whether it's Cody Mock and most rookies that play, other than the exception of Tristan Wirfs, who's a freak of nature, everybody struggles as rookies. So I would say Buccaneer fans, if you have a rookie in there, you can't expect a lot from a rookie. You really can't. But I made it through, played 7 years here in Tampa Bay. Wasn't the most successful time for the Buccaneers at that time, but we were out there fighting, and now it's all over. I know a lot of people appreciated it, and the Buccaneers are a much different place than when I was, here in the 90s for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of Tristan Wirfs, we got to speak to him. It was his first time addressing the media this season, and he spoke about the mental difficulties of that transition from going from the right to the left. Did you ever find yourself in a situation like that in the NFL, or maybe they were asking you to do something that was out of your comfort zone, and maybe just it kind of like took a little bit of a toll on you mentally? And how did you get through that?
Well, I'm the perfect person to ask because in college I went from right to left. Okay, and so but I'm playing against people that I'm better than, so it really doesn't matter.
Right.
Once you get into the league, I played right guard for 9 years. Right guard. So it's like swinging a golf club right-handed or throwing with your right hand. And then my 10th year with the Jets, they said, let's see if we can switch you to left guard because their right guard was young and their left guard was a little questionable. So I tried to switch to left guard. I love challenges. Okay. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't. You ever back up a trailer?
No.
Well, if
I don't
anybody
even want to try.
if anybody has backed up a trailer, it's exactly like that. You have tendencies in your head. You think, okay, to make my trailer go right, I got to go this way, but it's the other way.
Yeah.
So it's human nature. Everybody, if you throw somebody something, they react the same way. Now you got to change that reaction. It's almost
like relearning.
Relearning is, once again, relearning at the top is not the place to do it. Like if you're learning chess, don't learn against chess masters because it's going to be a quick game, right?
Yeah.
So when I'm learning against chess masters, there were quick games. I was getting whooped quick.
Yeah.
So Tristan Wirfs is learning all the bad habits at right tackle are good habits at left tackle. It's hard.
Yeah.
So you can't just transition over there and say, I'm going to do this. Because Tristan Wirfs is maybe the best right tackle pass blocking I've ever seen. And I've watched a lot. But when you switch it on the other side, and I don't know why they're doing it, because you're making a strength a weakness possibly.
Yep.
So we'll see.
It's very questionable.
We'll see.
He spoke about how the visibility is so much different from the right to the left side. He said he feels like he has tunnel vision while he's on the left. And as you said, he's trying to unlearn all those bad habits that are good on the right side, but not good on the left. So it's completely different. And he allowed himself to get vulnerable in front of the media this week and was just like, I had to go see the sports psychiatrist because it's a lot. It's very heavy to make that transition because mentally you're already beating yourself down before you even get out there on the practice facility and actually like walk things out.
Well, I've always been a kind of person, if I can't figure things out, it drives me crazy.
Yeah.
And so if I'm on the left side and I'm not figuring it out, I would have a hard time sleeping. And I'd be trying to figure out ways to. So he's a perfectionist, clearly. In order for you to be a great golfer or be a great right tackle, it's about doing the same things over and over and over and over and over and
Repetition.
over and keep on doing it. And he's been doing it over and over. Now he has to readjust, and he has to readjust his brain as well. And it'll drive perfectionists crazy.
Yeah.
And when you're not getting it, you just can't be at ease. So, everything has been so easy for him. But he worked at making it easy. But now he's struggling a little bit, and it's a tough place because a lot of athletes, once they get to the league, they're realizing I've never lost before.
Yeah.
And now I'm losing. And that's a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, this is a quick this is a heavy transition for the Tampa Bay Bucks as they're going to a new quarterback. Is it going to be Trask? Is it going to be Baker? How do you feeling about the quarterback competition since Brady is fully in retirement and he's not returning? I repeat, Tom Brady is not returning to the NFL. So these are the three options. We got John Wolford, we got Kyle Trask, and we got Baker Mayfield. Who is starting in week 1?
If I had to bet, unless Baker Mayfield talks his way out of the league, which I made a prediction 2 years from August that Baker Mayfield would be out of the league. And that's while he was starting. Wow. I said he's going to talk himself and immature himself out the league because he's not a starting quarterback and he's not mature enough to be a backup. We're seeing right now Kyle Trask, and this is when I start my show here on the Bone, we're going to have a football show. One thing it's not going to be is cuddly. I tell the truth, okay? So you can sit here and tell me that Baker Mayfield, we can win with Baker Mayfield, but they went to get Baker Mayfield because their guy, Kyle Trask, couldn't play.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That's why they went to get Baker Mayfield and put Baker Mayfield in front of Kyle Trask. If Kyle Trask beats out Baker Mayfield, that doesn't make Kyle Trask good. It just makes him better than Baker Mayfield. How good does that make him? 32nd in the league? So Kyle Trask is not going to be the answer for me. Can you win with Kyle Trask? Yes. If the team is really good around him, and I'm not sure the BUCS are.
So there was an a former NFL scout that said that the Buccaneers are in better shape now with Baker Mayfield than they were last season with Tom Brady, because Tom was very predictable, his style of play, his age, he was mentally checked out, and now he's saying that they're in better hands with Baker going into the season because he's younger, he's more athletic, maneuvers well in the pocket. What would you say to that NFL scout that made those comments?
Did he give you the other's name?
I have it written in my phone.
Okay, he should lose his job immediately. Because he doesn't know. Listen, anybody that speaks that way, I'm going to say to you, I look here, I go, you're wrong. You're going to tell me Baker Mayfield's better than Tom Brady? Tom Brady, 4 years from now, is going to be better than Baker Mayfield in the peak of his game, okay? It's not about arm strength and running around. It's about making decisions at the right time, people. Baker Mayfield doesn't make decisions the right way at the right time. Tom Brady does it all the time. Now, was Tom Brady good last year compared to Tom Brady? No. Could Tom Brady have won a championship last year with a great defense, with a great pass rush and a great running game and great receivers? Yes. Did he have it? No. So come on, let's stop it. I don't.
So it was former NFL scout Jim Monis that had these comments. It says, quote, "I just think they'll be able to do more with Mayfield because, to be honest, he's just younger, tougher right now. And Brady was good, but Brady was checked out. You're maxed out with Brady at that point. He was an easy guy to prepare for defenses. He wasn't going anywhere," end quote.
There's some truth to what he's saying. But to say that they're better off with Baker Mayfield, this is what I guarantee. They're going to have 50% more turnovers and 75% more sacks. So I don't see how you could possibly be better.
Well, you heard it here first, right here in the Moment of Truth. We're going to take a quick break. And when we get back, me and Ian are going to play a quick game of 2 truths and a lie. I thought this means commercial.
Wrap the chat up because we got to go to here.
Oh. Whoops. Dropped the ball on that one.
I was like, what?
Well, I thought we went over the time already.
We did. Well,
yeah.
We kind of. But the thing is, I mean, the last segment could be pretty short.
Don't worry about getting me out of here. I'll get out of here. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'm in no rush. People are, they can wait. I'm not getting paid for nothing.
So yeah, I was watching The Herd on FS1, and Colin Cowherd brought up that quote. So I took a picture of it, and I was like, "Wait, what?"
It's ludicrous. Seriously, come on. It's a former scout.
Yeah.
And if you dig down,
that's why you're a former scout.
Dig down deep, he may work for the agent of Baker Mayfield. No, but seriously, like that shit happens in the press all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Like I'm not sure that like Mel Kiper and these fucking guys aren't paid off sometimes. Like they get so married to some people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
And they're brainwashing people. That guy's good. Did you see him? Did you see that one play?
Because they know how much weight their word has in the media.
To idiots.
Yeah.
But the media spits to the fans, and they brainwash them. And the fans like, I want this guy. And then I think everybody hears that. Like, fans want this guy.
Investigators will find out if the property owner is responsible for whatever caused your fall. We know that witnesses can vanish, evidence can go missing, and accident scenes can change. So contact us immediately.
Hey, I just got a message that your Instagram audio feed is gone.
But that doesn't mean you're out.
That always happens.
Tampa.
It is so weird.
Revolutionary weight loss medication that is proven to work. It's called Revelex from Red Mountain Weight Loss. Revelex includes the FDA side, but unlike the proprietary.
Can you check it now?
reduces
Can you
side
try?
effects, so you're going to lose weight comfortably on their most diet plan ever. As the leader in medical weight loss, Red Mountain is constantly looking.
Is my
for
audio
new
still
and
out,
better
everyone?
ways to help you lose weight, and that's why they developed
You don't hear anything?
Revlex.
No.
It's the latest breakthrough in medical weight
All right.
loss, proven to help you lose weight. Plus,
Nothing.
Revlex gives you full strength semi-glutide at half the price, and it's a tablet, so there are no needles, just results. Available only by prescription, and you can only get it at Red Mountain Weight Loss. Schedule your appointment now. Dial pound 250 from your phone and use keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss. That's pound 250, keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's
Oh
on
my
them.
gosh,
If
my
you're a
freaking
50-year-old
back.
male, maybe a bit porky,
Yeah,
and you may
that
even
always
have type
happens
2
to you.
diabetes, $1 million of term insurance.
I think it's
may only
because
cost you
I
about $200
I
a
went
month.
to
Call
check my
Term
photos to
Provider.
pull up
Speak
that
with
quote.
Big Lou at 800
And when I did that, I had to exit
1509.
Instagram for a
Big Lou will
second.
find a
Oh,
term life
no.
policy for you, even if you
Let
have
me know when you
type 2
get back on
diabetes
so I
or
can
overweight
test.
or high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-555-1509.
So are we beginning on the game?
Yeah, we'll start with the game.
We can begin on the game and then talk a little bit about what you've been up to this week.
Okay. Because this is last segment, yeah?
Yep.
Like you. He's on meds too. Call 800.
Talk about the crazy party I had. Everyone
Oh, we
was
got
going
wild.
nuts.
We got wild.
Oh yeah.
To Jack in the Box. All right.
Lisa.
At least I made my friends understand that yes, you are real. Yes.
Who was the guy in the hat? The beanie. Austin? Oh yeah.
There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever, and you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo
All
our
right.
kitchen
I
and
posted that one.
Let me know when you get back on Instagram.
Alright, I just hit live.
It's easy.
Okay.
Just send them a text.
Text model to 323232 to unlock the
Back live. Hopefully the sound is working now.
Oh, hold on. There we go.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's back up. We're back, people.
Just text model to 323232 right now.
You've got
text the word model to
90.
323232. Text
90.
model to 323232 now. It's a beautiful day.
Almost back from commercial break. We're gonna take
There's some spilled tomato sauce. Here comes the slide.
wait. Audio is good, right? Hola, prima.
Are you a business owner or marketing executive? Are you looking to take your business to the next level? 1025 The Bone is hosting an Amazon seminar with an executive strategist from Amazon, August 8th from 11:30 to 12:30. Register today at cmglocalsolutions.com/Tampa. Space is limited and registration is required.
Ron had a tax problem he just couldn't handle on his own.
I owed the IRS taxes for over 5 years, but I didn't have any money to pay the taxes.
Hey, Amber. How you feeling?
Most of it was fees and interest. It was horrible.
Ron finally called in the pros.
I called Optima Tax Relief, and boy, am I happy I did.
The leading tax resolution firm, Optima, is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. They've resolved over $1 billion for their clients. Ron was overjoyed.
They settled my account with IRS. I was ecstatic. They are a lifesaver. They are.
The better God is good.
So happy.
Amen. Take Ron's advice and call Optima now for free consultation.
Yeah, don't do like I
All
did.
we are almost back.
Tax relief. Do it now. You'll be ecstatic.
IAN Beckles live in the studio on 102.5 The Bone for the Moment of Truth. Got an ex-NFL player in the building. We're going to jump right into 2 truths and a lie.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Get to Emily Arena for the 6th annual Volts Brew Fest, Friday, August 11th, beginning at 8 p.m. Enjoy craft beers from a variety of different local craft breweries, oversized games, Thunderbug, and more.
People want to call in and talk to Ian.
Details at EmilyArena.com.
Got it. Here we go.
They said they got words to share about Baker. They got words to share about Baker. They were like, let me talk to Ian about Baker.
To the moment of truth with Ruth on 102.5.
Welcome back to the Moment of Truth with your girl Ruth. I got special guest Ian Beckles in the building. His show is going to be popping off in the next month or so, probably a week before the NFL season. So you guys can catch him every Saturday from 11 to 2. Noon to 2. Every Saturday on 102.5 The Bone. Can you let the audience know a little bit more about what your show is going to be about and what they have to look forward to?
Okay, I mean, it's just going to be the football show in general, but it's going to be, a lot of it's going to be Buccaneer driven. We'll be talking about NFL stuff, some college football since it's on Saturday, talk about the USF a little bit. Hopefully they come up a little bit, but mostly football. The weeks before, little fantasy football, stuff like that. Just fun stuff.
Okay. How many leagues, how many fantasy football leagues are you playing this year?
I'm in a couple.
What's a couple?
In a couple. Couples two.
Couples two. All right.
But
all right.
I have, do you know who Lisa Ann is?
The name sounds familiar.
Yeah, well, good. She's an adult star,
okay,
a former adult star, probably one of the biggest ever, and she's flipped the script, and now she's a fantasy football guru, and
wow,
she knows about as much as anybody. So
that's pretty
she's
crazy.
going to be calling in as my fantasy football aficionado.
She's got an insider. All right. Well, we're gonna play 2 truths and a lie before we get you out of here, Ian, because I know you're a busy man. You got things to do.
All good.
You guys know on the Moment of Truth, when I bring in a guest, I like to let the audience know a little bit about them that maybe you didn't know before. So we're gonna play 2 truths and a lie, and it's gonna be Isaiah and I guessing which one is the lie. Ian, give us the first set.
Okay, this has a little bit to do with my, I guess, physical prowess throughout my football career.
Okay.
Okay.
I once jumped 33 inches. I once ran a 4.87. I once bench pressed 500 pounds.
You know what? I think it's the 4.87.
Okay.
Right. That seems like that's
fast.
That is real fast. All right. I'm probably going to say, just to keep it interesting, the first one is a lie, that you jumped 33 inches.
You're correct.
Yes.
You are correct.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yes.
My highest jump was 30 inches.
30 inches.
And the other 2 I've done. Yes.
So you ran a 4.87.
At one time, yes. That's the fastest I've ever been clocked, yes.
Okay.
He still can run a 4.87.
That's a damn lie.
Right now, at this point, it is.
I'm not sure I can run a 5.87. No, you're laughing, but if I open up, I will pull a muscle. That's for 100%. I don't want to do that.
Guaranteed.
I don't want to do that.
Guaranteed. All right, next round.
All right, the next one has to do with my fears. All right.
Okay.
The first one, I'm scared of most wild animals. I'm scared of water. I'm scared of heights.
I think it's a heights.
Yeah, that's like a pretty basic. I'm gonna say water.
You're right again.
Yes.
You're right again.
I'm on a roll.
She's smashing it. All right.
Last one.
The last one. I love fantasy football. I love to play Madden. I love the band Slayer.
I'll let you go first on this one since I took the first 2.
What was the first one? I love
fantasy football.
Okay.
I love to play Madden.
Okay.
I love the band Slayer.
What music genre is Slayer? Is that like heavy metal?
Heavy.
That's heavy metal.
Heavy metal.
You don't give me heavy metal vibes.
I know.
You don't know what to expect.
I know, right?
Yeah. Don't let the smooth taste fool you.
All right, I'm gonna go with Madden.
Okay.
That you love to play Madden.
Dang it, I was gonna say Madden too because I don't see you as a
like taking the time out of a busy day, like video games, you know.
So I have to agree with you on that one.
Yeah, you're both wrong.
Oh,
I play Madden every single day.
Every day,
More than once.
Ian Beckles plays
More than
Madden.
once.
Who are your go-to teams?
I don't go to nothing. I'm a Cincinnati Bengals guy.
Okay.
Me and Joe Cool all day long.
Joe
Cool all day long.
Wow.
How'd you feel about him getting hurt?
Not too good.
Yeah.
I'm not a Bengals fan.
Yeah.
That's the best team for me on Madden because they can run the ball, they can pass the ball, and then you have to have a nice
a little bit of
quarterback,
everything.
play
Yeah.
Defense. They don't have the superstars, but they're solid.
They're well-rounded.
Yeah. And I said fantasy football. I hate fantasy football. I hate it.
You hate fantasy
I play it because I should, just to kind of keep me in the loop. But I hate it because I don't care enough And half the time I put a lineup out there and they're like, this guy's not playing. I don't look into it enough. And I come in last every time I play fantasy football.
Yeah.
Wow.
Every single
So
time.
my thing with fantasy is I don't keep track on who's on a bye week,
That's me
who's
too.
injured,
That's me
like,
too.
and you're having to constantly check your roster and switch people out. And then anytime that somebody sends me a trade, I don't feel like it's in my, like, I don't think it's good for me. I
Never
always
is.
think that,
It
yeah, I
never
think
is.
that they're just trying to benefit themselves.
Of
So
course
I'm like,
they
I
are.
feel like I can't trust anybody in fantasy
Well,
football.
that's the world we live in. If somebody says, I'll trade you this for this, they're duping you. That's just the way the world works.
Right.
Yeah, and I just don't care enough to make a trade. I don't want anybody else to be happy. Let's all be miserable.
All be
And,
miserable
and
together.
Ian, can you tell us a little bit about dignitaries?
Yeah.
Well, Dignitary Tea and Kava House. We're right down the street from here, 4817 Southwest Shore Boulevard. We have the best kava and the best kratom in town. We also have a cannabis doctor in the building. Cannabis doc, you can get your medical marijuana card on Fridays. We have an indoor consumption lounge, outdoor consumption lounge, and just a cool place to hang out. Isaiah was out there hanging out the other day.
I gotta go check it out.
Kratom, please.
You know what? I have to admit that was the best tasting I've ever had.
That's what I'm talking
Of
about.
kava?
It's like a commercial.
Of kava.
Yeah.
It's like a commercial.
It was
Have you had
delicious.
kava before?
I've never had it.
Well, you need to. You seem
gotta
like
come over.
you seem like somebody that cares about your physique and your
Yeah.
well-being. Kava is great for your well-being.
I guess I'll
And
have to
it's
try it.
delicious. It really is.
Well,
Well, I
Especially-
wouldn't say it's delicious.
Oh, I liked it.
Well, I mean, it tastes like it's good for you. I wouldn't say it's delicious though.
Mm.
Kool-Aid is delicious.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, it
It's
is.
this.
Yes, it is.
Kava.
Extra scoops all
Yeah.
day long on the Kool-Aid.
That's
Give me
real.
the extra Kool-Aid.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Ian, I appreciate you so much taking the time to come to the studio,
Anytime.
hang
My-
out with me.
my
Do you
pleasure.
have a launch date on that first Saturday that you will be live here on the Bone?
100% the Saturday of the first game. That will happen for sure. I think it's September 11th, maybe something like that.
Okay.
Or maybe the week
Didn't
before
you say
that.
the second?
It might be somewhere in there,
Yeah.
yeah. But just whenever the BUCS are playing, that's when I'm going to start jumping.
What
on
is the name of your show?
The football show? Like all this
Okay.
stuff is still in the works, and I'm just my boy Heavy Lyrics did send me a nice beat that I'm going to use for my intro. Can I tell you something? I like your flavor. I like
My
your
flavor?
yeah, I like your flavor, like your
Yeah.
intro and all that kind of stuff like that. Like I don't like plain stuff. I'm a big fan of. All
I'm a
that.
big
It's good
girl on
stuff.
beats.
I
Like
like-
I love
yeah,
me some good
me
beats.
too. I love
And
beats,
my
yeah.
intro song is actually a really good friend of mine that
Mm.
actually created that song. He made the beat, he
Awesome.
wrote the rap, everything. So
Great.
shout out to Deuce from Orlando, the city beautiful,
Deuce.
superstar. Love him so much. Appreciate him a lot. Well, Ian, I'm gonna let you get out of here because
Mhm.
I know that you got things to do on your busy Sunday. But
all
thank you
good.
so much for joining me. And guys, look
Anytime.
out for the football show that'll be right here on 102.5 The Bone. Not it's no competition with me
Hell
because he's
no.
on
We
Saturday.
all good.
I'm on Sunday. We're on the same network, so it's all love. Ian, thank you so much.
Let's do some cross promotion. I'll have you on my show.
Absolutely.
We gotta make
Yeah,
that
we got to
happen.
go do a
Absolutely.
live somewhere.
Let's go.
Like, go do a football show live.
Yeah, I'm ready.
And,
Awesome.
And there's no competition because I'll be on both of y'all.
There you go.
Yeah,
Like the great
exactly.
Isaiah.
Yeah. Thank you, Ian, so much.
My
I
pleasure.
really,
you.
really appreciate you. I'll let you get out of here.
All right.
We got to talk about our festivities of the week.
Yes. What are you doing?
Isaiah, how was your graduation party? I heard I was there.
Yeah.
It wasn't a rumor. I was really there.
Yes. She's actually alive and she actually is who she is,
I'm
And it's funny
alive.
because people like no, she's too beautiful. She had to have some type of surgery, like some type of AI. And I'm like, no.
I'm his
you
AI
saw her.
girlfriend.
Yes.
I'm his AI's
So,
girlfriend. Yeah, no. So I went to Isaiah's graduation party. Congratulations to Isaiah
thank you.
for another degree. He had a wall in his home with all of his accolades, and then he had a beautiful headshot photo of himself up in the corner, and that was my favorite.
Oh no, that one.
Yeah, that was my
that-
favorite. I was like, yo, you look like you went to an actual place to get this done. Like,
No,
this looks-
actually, there's a backstory to it. No, it's a hilarious backstory. So what happened was that I was on a cruise, and you played this game, this like bingo game, and I won, and I got a free photo. And I was like, what am I gonna get a photo of from them? Like, I don't know. So I was just rocking around on one of the last days of the cruise, and they were setting up for like this former cruise like photos. And I'm looking at myself, and I've got a t-shirt and shorts on, and I'm like, well, I got to use my free photo. So that's what you saw was just me going over to them saying, hey, take my photo real quick.
Did you have anybody tell you like, oh, stand like this, or oh,
No,
put your hands like this?
I just, you know.
We got a modelo over here, guys. That
just,
means model in Spanish.
Yep, I was
Yeah.
just beefing up, whatever, and walked away. Didn't think nothing of it until I picked up my photo, and that's how it looked. So
He
whatever.
put it on his wall. Well,
yes, I did.
I appreciate you inviting me to your graduation party. It was a really great time to meet your
Yes.
friends and play Jackbox.
Yes,
Which was
Jackbox games.
a pretty cool thing.
Funny
Sexy
thing.
chocolate was the theme of the night. Cody and his
Cody
sexy
Sexy
chocolate
Chocolate.
playing in traffic. Inside joke. Sorry, you guys aren't gonna understand
my
that one. But yeah,
goodness.
no, we had a really good time.
Yes, and you know what's funny? We only played a couple of the games. Jackbox has over 30 games out. And
Wow.
we only played like 3 of them.
I've never even heard of it, but I think that's genius that everybody can do it
Yes.
on their phones and it's all
Just
interconnected.
fun, good old fun, and we all
Yeah.
had a blast. We had tons of food and whatnot. I
Tons
really
of food.
enjoyed it. And then on top of that, you know, as I showed you today, we were on the front page of the company newsletter. How does that feel?
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. 'cause
Isn't that interesting?
People are talking to me, oh, you know, you guys look cute. And I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Like, no one was telling
Our
me
photo
this.
went viral.
Yes. Our photo is on the front page of the newsletter. And I'm like, oh, no wonder why everyone's been talking
Yeah,
about
no, that was pretty awesome. Speaking of the picture that we took at
Yes.
our first Rowdies game,
Yes.
shout out to the communications department for the Rowdies. I have now been put on their distribution list for all their press releases, as well as been added as a media credential member for the Rowdies. So as soon as they get back, they were on the road yesterday, and they're going to be back sometime later this week for their first game. So I'll be back
Awesome.
covering soccer for my second stint in the soccer world.
I'm so excited for
Yeah,
you.
I covered
That's-
MLS back in 2018
Mhm.
for the Orlando City Lions and the Orlando Pride when they had Alex Morgan, who played for the USA women's team for the FIFA World Cup. Still don't think that they should have took Alex out earlier this morning, but hey, that's no
It
here
is
nor
what
there.
it is.
It's moving on. The women's
Yep.
team are not going to go for their three-peat in the FIFA World Cup. Very disappointing. Sweden moves on to the next round. I believe they're going to be playing Japan next.
Maybe next.
And Japan has been kicking tail
Not
in the
surprisingly.
FIFA World Cup, which is absolutely outstanding because those women are just they're undersized. So to see them have
Yes.
such success in the FIFA World Cup,
'Cause they can
pretty
keep
beautiful to
sprinting.
watch. Yeah.
They just keep going. They don't stop.
That's the thing about soccer. They never stop running. And like
Mhm.
they go down to a jog, but they never really stop running. And it's just like you
How do you
see
do it?
you see the thighs of these soccer players. It's
bigger than my face.
bigger than your face. Exactly. But yeah, back to covering soccer, which I'm really excited about. So shout out to the Rowdies for giving me the opportunity to bring action of the Rowdies to the moment of truth because
Yes.
everybody needs a little soccer in their life. So
We do, and
that's awesome.
I'm so glad that you can do that because
Yeah.
we don't have anyone that does soccer around
Yeah.
here. So there you go.
I'll be your sports gal. So
Yes.
circling back to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I was at practice all week for the Tampa Bay Bucks in training camp, seen a lot of great things. It's really disappointing. And Mike Evans had this to say after when he addressed the media earlier this week. He talked about all the skilled players, how much talent there is, and how sad it is that like they're going to go from 93 to 53. And he said how disappointing it is, because how hard it is to get into the NFL, that even with all these players that have the talent that aren't going to make the official roster, like it's a sad thing.
It is.
It really is. But I see a lot of young talent for the Tampa Bay Bucks. We spoke to Yaya Diaby yesterday, and we spoke to Luke Gedeke, who says that him and Tristan Wirfs are like best friends, and he's getting a lot of great insight on playing the right side on that offensive line. So really, I think it's going to be a good thing. Either if it's going to be Baker or Kyle Trask, I really don't think that the Buccaneers are going to go 0-17 like people are trying to say on social media. I think the first 5 weeks are going to be tough. They might be 2-3, they might be 1-4 in the first 5 weeks, but I have confidence that there's going to be some success with the Bucs, at least especially in this division. I mean, we're in the NFC South, the Atlanta Falcons, the Panthers, the New Orleans Saints, who has Derek Carr now. So I think they have a good opportunity to win at least 8 8 or 9 games this season. So, and that's how many games they won last season. But I appreciate everybody for joining me on the Moment of Truth. A shout out to Ian Beckles, again, former NFL player who came into the studio and hung out with me and gave us a lot of truth about the boxing world, about his experience with Jake Paul and Amanda Serrano, and how much he's looking forward to this BUCS season. And we'll see what Baker's got up his sleeve. Thanks so much for joining me on the Moment of Truth. I'll catch you guys next week. God bless.
Good finish.
Yes.
Love it.
Woo, woo. Shout out to Deuce.
That's how we finish.
Yeah,
Nice.
finish strong.
Nice.
Introducing
Reading the comments.
Yeah, you should go to Dignitaries. It's actually a pretty cool place. It's very chill. I would never think.
Sorry, I wasn't taking call-ins today. Appreciate you guys. Next week for sure. Hey, Cody. Cody's on the live. How you doing, Cody?
Cody.
So nice finally meeting you. All right. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to be headed to Radiant Church. It is Baptism Sundays. So I'm going to go cry my eyes out as I see people give their lives for the Lord. So I'm excited. Shout out to my friend Reese from Radiant Church who was baptized after the 9:30 service today. So proud of you, dude. Your new life begins now. So, yeah. See you guys later. Bye.
Insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes. If so,
TVP.
big move. It turns out